At the Ichikawa Zoo near Tokyo, everyone was waiting for that birth. It was a quiet summer morning, warm and still. The keepers knew that a female macaque was about to give birth. When that happens, there is always a small buzz in the zoo, a quiet kind of anticipation that spreads among the keepers, because the birth of a baby always brings hope. When the little one finally came into the world, he was incredibly tiny, so small that he almost disappeared in the straw beneath him. He weighed barely half a kilogram, a fragile little bundle of life that immediately searched for the most natural thing in the world, his mother. Like all baby macaques, he instinctively tried to cling to her body. That is how their life begins. They cling to their mother's chest and stay there, protected and safe. They hold on tightly to her fur, and they almost never let go. But that morning, something quietly went wrong. The mother looked at him. For a moment, the keepers thought everything was perfectly normal, and instead of picking him up, she pushed him away. At first, the keepers thought she was simply confused. They watched carefully from a distance, hoping she would change her mind. But then something happened that made them freeze. The baby tried to cling to her, and she shook him. She pushed him away. She slammed him against the ground, harder and harder. In nature, it happens. But for the keepers, it was clear. If they had left him there, that baby would not have survived. So they entered the enclosure. Slowly, carefully, they reached down and took the little baby in their hands. He was tiny, so tiny it almost felt impossible that he was alive. Frightened, with his eyes wide open, looking around, not understanding what was happening. Fragile, you could see it immediately. His body was trembling in their hands. And in that moment, without anyone saying it out loud, everyone understood the same thing. From that moment on, his life had changed. They named him Punch. At the beginning, the goal was simple. Just feed him, keep him warm, help him survive through those first fragile days. Nothing more. But day after day, something started to happen. Something that felt almost natural. Punch began to cling to them. At first just a little, then more and more. Because for him, they had slowly become the only family he knew. When the keepers walked into the nursery, where Punch was being cared for, he would immediately notice them. His little head would lift, and then he would start running toward them, with those tiny, uncertain steps that baby animals have when they are still learning how to move. Sometimes he almost stumbled, but he kept going. He reached them, even before they called his name, and the moment he got close, he climbed onto them. He clung to their necks, to their arms, to their legs, holding on tight, as if that human body had become the safest place in the world, as if it were the only shelter he had. The keepers understood it right away. They could see it in the way he held on to them. And from that moment, they began to treat him with a care that went far beyond their job. They spoke to him, softly. They rocked him in their arms. They looked for him when he wasn't around. They checked on him constantly, and little by little, they started treating him almost as if he were a small pet. Or maybe something even more than that, something closer to family. Then they tried to reintroduce him into the group. They hoped that maybe, slowly, he could become part of it. But it wasn't easy. Not at all. The other monkeys did not accept him. Not the way they had hoped. When Punch tried to approach them, slowly and cautiously, they pushed him away. They hit him. They bit him. They chased him away, sometimes suddenly, sometimes without warning. And every time, the same thing happened. Punch ran away. He hid. He looked for a corner where the others could not reach him. And then he went back to the keepers, back to the only place where he felt safe, more and more alone. So one day, the keepers tried something simple. They gave him a stuffed toy, a small plush orangutan, soft and warm. They didn't know if it would work. They weren't even sure he would care about it. But Punch took it in his arms. And from that moment on, he never let it go again. He slept with it, curled up next to it. He held it tightly, pressed against his little body. He moved the toy's arm to simulate an embrace, as if he were trying to create the hug he needed. He curled up behind that plush toy, as if it were a shelter, as if it were protecting him, as if he had finally found something small but real, to hold on to. But even with his plush toy, Punch kept looking for them, the keepers. When the keepers arrived, he clung to them again. Immediately, he held on tightly, almost desperately. He climbed up to their chest. He looked into their eyes, bringing his little face close to theirs, so close that they could feel his breath. as if he wanted to say everything, without words, as if to say, "Take me away from here." Among the keepers who took care of him, there was especially Kosha Shikano, the young man who had spent more time with him than anyone else, the one Punch had grown most attached to. When Punch saw him arriving, for him it was like seeing his mother. He ran toward him. He clung to his arms, just as he did when he was still very small. Kosha called him by name, and Punch seemed to recognize his voice immediately. Between them, a special bond had formed. Meanwhile, his story began spreading on the internet. The images of the little monkey, hugging his stuffed toy, went around the world. Millions of people were moved. Many tourists began coming to the zoo, just to see him. Little Punch, the monkey with the plush toy. The two keepers who cared for Punch almost became an attraction of the zoo. Children wanted to take photos with them. Visitors filmed them continuously. Newspapers and television told their story, turning them into the real stars of Ichikawa. For many people, they became almost heroes, because without them, Punch probably would not have survived. But the story does not end here, because as the months passed, something changed. After almost a year, a female from the group began to approach him, at first cautiously, then staying close. And one day something happened that no one expected. The female came closer and began grooming him, cleaning his fur with the same gentleness with which a mother cares for her baby. Punch remained still. Then slowly, he clung to her. From that moment on, he began to stay close to her. Today Punch has grown a little. He also interacts with the rest of the community, but he does not forget who saved him. And when he sees the keepers arriving, he still runs toward them, just as he did on the very first day. Because sometimes family is not the one that brings us into the world. It is the one that chooses not to leave us alone. I am Viola, and these are Whispered Stories.